Call me Bullseye.
Let me tell you a story how one man changed the Commonwealth by becoming something more.
Don't shoot. Bullseye, right? I heard about you. Walked the Freedom Trail, cleared out Switchboard. Glad you joined the team.
Not even the end of the world could stop him. A man so determined, he was willing to become whatever it took. A man who got back up no matter how hard it was. And from the ashes created something better and new. For humanity and Ghoul alike. Let me introduce you to Johnny Blaze. And today we're playing Anniversary Edition. So I created my character and I started allocating all my points. Now I wasn't sure what to really go with because I have a new creation that changes the perk system. So we focused on charisma and intelligence. And then we started our game. We exited the vault and we headed towards Sanctuary. Before we got there, let's talk about a few things. I had a couple of new creations I had added that changed the game a little bit. Being Ghoulification, Become a Bounty Hunter, the perk system, and a couple companion mods. And also I wanted to point out, this isn't clickbait, this is a survival run. But at first I was trying to get a bunch of content to make all the videos I've been pushing out. But I do switch it to survival mode pretty early on. So I'll let you know when that starts. But yeah, we had Codsworth clear out all the animals. And then we started scrapping a few things just to get ready. And we wanted to get some stuff to make purifiers. So we looted this little vault, grabbed the gold, and we headed out. It was time to bulk our character up. Now we ran into this stray dog on the road and we decided to keep him.
You wanna come with me, pal?
After that, we started exploring the area for junk, and dog meat just pile drive through some raiders. Next, we went and found this body close by that had a legendary gun, and then found this disposal ground with a fat man, a mini nuke, and a couple fusion cores. And we were able to get another fusion core by self-destructing the robot. After that, we went right next door and we found some power armor. Finally, we went to the satellite array, grabbed another mini nuke, and we got this cool magazine that helped us with sneak. And it was about here I realized it was a great idea to bring dog meat. Finally, we headed down here towards Drumlin Diner, and we took care of these guys the same way we did the last raiders. Then we headed a little bit south after trading with this lady, and once we seen this car, we pulled out our fat man and we let it blow. But first we took the Lone Wanderer perk to get a little more extra damage. And voila, we were now the owner of 4 sets of power armor and began the Malevolent Malfunction quest, which would get us the strongest companion in the game. After looting these guys, we went and sold most of the stuff to Carla and traded it for, of course, junk, so we can build up our water empire. Then we lugged it all home, stored it in the safe, and we jumped out of our power armor. We didn't really need that anymore. So we stored our junk and we headed out. We really wanted to finish this quest so we could get someone to do all the dirty work for us. We grabbed this bottle cap mine and another mini nuke, and we headed to the marker on the map. Now we did this pretty easy. We dropped that mine and then we brought our fat man out for backup after we aggro, but we didn't really need it. Now he had a legendary weapon, but it wasn't very good. But we were able to claim Malevolent Sydney power armor. Sorry, that was a wordful. Yeah, after that we leveled up. And this time we went with science, so we could build better purifiers. which was going to be clutch to rebuilding the Commonwealth later. So we headed back home and we did our usual routine. But this time we set up some purifiers, about 3 big ones, and a couple generators. That earned us another level up, wrapping up day 1. Next we headed this direction until we came across this red rocket in the city. We headed onto the roof and we grabbed this sniper rifle. Finally, we heard some feral ghouls and we started attacking and came across this camp and decided to help out. Now, this guy invited us in and said we could join, so we said yes, but we were really just here to steal all his loot. So we did that, and then we got the heck up out of there. We ain't working for no brotherhood. We gonna be a ghoul, baby. Way into Diamond City, we noticed the guards fighting some super mutants, and we gave a little bit of help, but it wasn't really our problem, so we kept going. Then we noticed Piper, a strange woman at the gate trying to get inside, who eventually got the door open. She told us to swing by later for an interview, and we kept that in mind. But we were eager to explore the city, so we went in and we did some trading with Arturo. After that, we grabbed a magazine that leveled up our companion in the schoolhouse.
Yes.
Then we stole a Nuka-Cola and gave it to Shayfield because we were going to need some manpower back at the
coming to
farm.
work for me?
Really? You made it?
Been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
We then headed south of Diamond City and we ended up coming across a super mutant camp. Now our intel told us there was something good inside, so we had to take these guys out, and we got a little help from Duke. I guess he's an Atom Cat or something. Once we got the super mutants down, we headed inside to this cell and we grabbed this magazine, making our shots a little bit more stronger. Next we went home and we did a scrap-a-thon, but we were just making some room for our new companions, our followers, our slaves, or whatever. Then we used the shelf method to get some levels and allocated some skill points. The most notable one being blind shot, which gave us more sneak damage. And this was going to allow us to start I Fall to Pieces quest when we entered Diamond City. So we headed back and we grabbed a billboard or a note off of the billboard, and it gave us 2 quests. We didn't know which one we needed to do to become a ghoul, so we just did both. First we went to the Mass Pike tunnel system and cleared out the ghouls, but this was just a bust. There was nothing really there. It was a pretty good battle though, and we got some loot, and I think we got a legendary from someone, so it wasn't a complete loss. But after that, we headed out deeper into the city.
Nice.
But not before getting some loot. Now, on our way here to this marker, we came across a place called Good Neighbor. And when we got inside, we committed murder on this guy. Now, usually this isn't a problem, but with my new mod, we were now wanted. And I guess some strong bounty hunter guys were going to come after us if we didn't clear our bounty, which we didn't. But we did some trading, and then we went and noticed this guy seemed to be following us. Now, we came across a guy who would end up being our second in command.
What? No.
The legend himself.
It's you.
Hey, you know, you could...
Really? You. Okay. I'll head over.
Then we went and looted the couple of magazines that were lying around. One gave us XP and the other gave our follower a little bit of defense.
Nice.
After that, we followed a red line to this old church, and we guessed this password. When we put it in, the door opened, and we were greeted with a little bit of a surprise. Now, these people told us we could join the railroad. All we needed to do was do a quest. So we spoke with Deacon,
You got
and
my
we
attention.
headed out.
I got a job.
We'll be
Then
doing that
you
later.
Sign me up then.
Perfecto.
But it was finally time to do what we had set out to do. We headed to East Boston Radiotherapy Clinic. We made our way to the elevator by killing a lot of ferals. And when we got to the top, we noticed there was a little bit of a experimentation going on. After we cleared out all the ghouls, we opened the door and we killed the boss. And it was a pretty hard fight. But once we got him down, we ended up getting a legendary, and then we got another legendary from another ghoul after that. Now, with all our new legendary armor, we headed upstairs, read a couple entries, and then this terminal told us to open a safe behind us, which we did, which gave us a key to this fridge right next to us. And here was the mystery syrup. Now, we were greeted with a warning, and then we were told the do's and don'ts. And we decided to go for it. Full sin and become a feral ghoul. Or a ghoul, not a feral. Unless we stop doing drugs, then feral. Which wasn't going to happen either way. So we walked to this mirror and we finally got a look at ourselves. Wow. Look how beautiful that face is. Now this let us add a couple more details in. So we put some face paint on and started our villain arc. Then was back to Diamond City so we could do Piper's little interview and get some more humans working on our ghoul farm.
Thanks, Piper. I'll talk to him.
Now we had a plan. We were going to enslave humanity and basically put ghoul humanity or ghoul manatee on top.
How would you like a job?
And Vault-Tec Rep was going to be our first chosen one.
I think you're...
So we gave him a job. Security duty. Now, while we were doing that, we got attacked by the bounty hunters. And Sheffield just goes and does a full sin suplex. I don't know what, look, he like knows karate or something. Look at this. What? Go Sheffield. I don't know who's more vicious, him or Dog Meat. But eventually we got him down and we looted him, and these guys were stacked. We got some really cool armor with legendary effects and even this dope new gun which shot freaking missiles. Yeah, it's that freaking cool. Now we tried on our new armor and we looked pretty dope in it. And this is when we knew we were going to be bounty hunters. Now with that, we set off, but we had a couple things to do. So we grabbed this mini bot back at the Red Rocket, and this would allow us to, or it, to scan things for us and even pick locks. Now we headed into Diamond City to do some trading, and we were notified we were too ugly and we needed to get out.
Didn't somebody tell you this was an all-white party? Huh? Someone get this jigaboo away from me.
No ghouls in Diamond City. Get that thing out of here. You don't belong here. Get lost.
But Good Neighbor is run by a respectable ghoul, so we didn't let that get us down. We grabbed this flyer for bounty hunters and we headed out. Now, we had a couple of errands to run. But we were excited to start the new bounty hunter content, so we headed straight there. Now, it was a bit of a run, but we used the water to get there faster. Eventually, we arrived, and we got some pretty cool dialogue. This quest is really cool. We also got this screen saying our bounty had been cleared, which I thought was pretty dope. So we went in and spoke to Schultz.
Oh, not so fast. No. Slowly step into the light so I can get a good look at you. I'm guessing you're responding to one of our flyers calling for new bounty hunters. Took you long enough. You don't smell like a typical wastelander. You looking for work?
That's why I'm here.
Alrighty, listen. A couple of my buddies left for a job and haven't returned yet, so I'm left empty-handed with a stack of bounties to complete. You just casually waltzed in here, and I assume you can handle yourself, right? You got that look about you of someone who can get things done.
You can count on me.
Right then. Here's your first bounty target. There's this raider asshole who goes by the name of Skinner. He's holed up in that raider camp in Hyde Park north of here. I need you to take him out and bring his finger back as proof.
Now, luckily, this was just a short ways north, so we ran there as fast as we could, and we pulled out our sniper, and we started to act like a real bounty hunter. Now, after we picked off the few guys on the roof, we ran inside, and we started to shoot our target. But this is where I noticed how easy the game was and realized I wasn't on survival. And I decided after this I would turn it on to survival. Now, we used our new gun, which was just dope, to take Skinner out. And then we went and collected the bounty off of him, or the finger off of him. And with that, we headed back. And Skinner told us to throw the bounty into the mailbox and to collect some gear. So that's what we did.
Looks like you've made it back in one piece. And with what appears to be Skinner's finger. Good work. Stash it in the mailbox by the bounty board and we'll get it verified. Here, take this key. You'll need to open the gate. When the collector comes by and verifies the finger with our database, he'll leave your reward in the mailbox.
There was this really cool new vendor, so we talked to him, and then we headed home and turned it to survival. Now, the reason we came all the way back, because I felt like it was cheating, so we wanted to make our way down there the right way. But before we headed back out, we equipped our Vault Tech rep and a couple other people with some gear.
You know, things are looking up. I can feel it this time.
Then we did a little more clearing out because we're about ready to start building Sanctuary up. But we just needed a few more supplies and to do a few more errands. So we headed here right next to Diamond City, and we headed in and cleared out all the feral ghouls. And the reason we came here, not only is there a legendary weapon, but this place is loaded with a lot of scrap and starter ammo. And it just worked out really good. We also wanted the Tunnel Snake outfits and guns to give to our feral ghoul followers, just so we could have our own style. But yeah, we took out Wally Mack. We grabbed the gun, and then we looted the place and got out of there. Now, there was actually so much gear and junk here that we didn't have enough, so we had to walk home slowly with our weapon out that made us move a little faster for like 40 minutes. But eventually we got there and stored everything. And then we started setting up some food for our followers to start growing and stuff. And then we moved our water and generator to the other side and used some shelves to level up and set up a few defenses. Then we took the gun nut and rifleman perks. And we also set up a beacon so we could start getting some followers. Next, we went into Diamond City, and we were disguised now with a bandana over our face.
Okay,
So
let's
they
hear
let
it.
us in.
I'm always looking for people who
We talked to
know
a
how to
fellow
handle
feral
themselves
ghoul.
in
He asked for
dangerous
some help,
situations.
and of course we obliged. Then we headed back down to the speakeasy,
And they only care
which
about
took a lot of
themselves.
time,
This
and he
Lieutenant
gave
Mayers
us some
is no
info on
different.
some new bounties.
Reports suggest she leads a company that shakes down any traveler for guns and ammo and sends them packing. Locals have had enough and want them removed permanently. You can find her at Mass Pike Interchange. My suggestion, use the elevator to reach a hideout.
So we headed there and we got busy. Now this was not easy at all. If you've ever tried to enter this area, you know how hard it is. I literally had to run past all the enemies and then turn around and start fighting. And even then it was still pretty hard. There's a robot, there's power armored guys, and then there's the target. So I tried my best to pick as many as I could off and then kind of rush in and see what I could do, but it just didn't work. Eventually we started getting overwhelmed and I just turned around and just, tucked tail. But it turned out this was actually a great strategy. There was a bed back here in the bus, so I saved there, and then when I woke up, my target had fell off the bridge. So of course, I just used this little opening in the bridge to just hit her from afar. And bounty done. So we got the finger and we headed out. When we got there, he told us that we should put the finger into the drop box, and that's what we did.
Have you taken care of those bounties yet?
And then instead of just leaving right away, we waited around till our bounty loot had came, and we picked that up. Then after that, we headed out. We had 3 more bounties across the Commonwealth, so we didn't have to come back here for a while. But before we left, we took some time to plot our next move. We knew we wanted to make a grand sanctuary, let's say, for ghoul kind, where they could also live with humans in peace. So we headed back home. And when we got there, we dropped off all our loot.
Carla,
And we did
Need
some
to pick
trading with
something
all
up?
the water we had accumulated
let's see what
and
you
grabbed even
Always
more
happy.
supplies.
have.
It was finally time. We were going to get building. And that we did. Now we started with this main house. And we were just going to wall in the immediate area and not try to do too much. We put some scaffolding into the roof so we could clip these little roofs. And then we put, a floorboard so we could attribute another roof to the other side. And then we did this basically through the whole roof until it was finished. And this is the janky way. I know how to build roofs and pillar glitch them in, but I just wanted to try to do it this way because I had never done it before. And it came out looking pretty decent. Like, the roof looks pretty nice to me. But I also wanted to add a little side area where we could do like some patrols and stuff. So I clipped some floors right here, and then we spread it through the whole house so there wouldn't be any rain coming through. And then we added these little dividers to kind of make it its own area. And I think it came out looking really good. Next, we did the pillar glitch and put some walls up around the house. Then we worked on the interior a little bit. we added some furniture and we added some walls to section everything up. Now we weren't done, but that was good enough for now. So we started the outside and we wanted to get the immediate area walled in. So this is how we did the front. We also did the side, and we sealed in this house right here, which we're going to use as like a security bunker. Now after that, we added some defenses to the front. And then we added a farmhouse to the back. And we used all the fruits and vegetables we had and put them behind the gate and inside the farmhouse, so it was like a dedicated area. And I think it came out looking really nice. Last, we set back up our turrets that we had taken off the roof. And then we set up this little area for like our training. Our soldiers could do some weights and they could shoot at stuff, I guess. And then we set up the more security on the front wall. And everything was starting to look really nice now. Here's how it looked at the outside. And we just wanted to cover up that jungle gym that they don't let you scrap. And here's how everything ended up looking. We stopped here, but we were going to do more, but we got a little bored, so we're going to go out and do some more questing. And we needed to get some more magazines to get more furniture and a lot of other stuff. But yeah, not looking too shabby. After that, we used all our new experience to level up. And then we had a new feral ghoul settler. So, of course, we decked her out and we put her on patrol. Next, we went and met up with Deacon not too far away, and we basically knocked out a few railroad quests, which got us this magazine. And the reason we were doing the railroad quest was to get a little bit of money, and also you get ballistic weave mod. So we wanted to finish this as fast as possible. We headed here on the map afterwards because this is Anniversary Edition and we wanted to get the Robo Dog. But on our way there, we came across this training yard and we took out all the turrets and we did a little bit of resetting a couple times to see if we could get a good weapon. And we ended up getting this new legendary that came with the ghoulification mod that actually does more damage the more closer you are to going feral. So we kept that gun because it worked perfect for the run. And then after that, we grabbed another covert magazine to upgrade our sneaking. Then we plotted on how we were going to take down this satellite place that's filled with super mutants. We ended up just sniping them from afar and then coming in with this gun and taking out what was ever left. And we were able to get most of them down and run in and grab one more covert mask, giving us 4 now. Then we went to our original targeted place and we grabbed this holotape, which ended up leading us right next door where we had to basically crack a code. And it took me hours of math and just like trying to figure out, trying so much stuff, and I finally got it. 7:22 p.m. And yeah, this led us to a boat that took us to a new exclusive island that came with this mod, which is pretty cool. You could use it as like a player home or whatever. But yeah, when we got there, it was filled with rabid dogs and raiders. So we quickly dispersed of all of them, you know, got them out of there. And then once everyone was down, we headed in and claimed our prize, which was cyber dog meat, or Rex, you know, whatever you want to call them. Now, of course, it wasn't over yet, and a giant Deathclaw emerges and Rex just goes right for him. So we had to take him out, but I ended up cheesing it. And yeah, it worked out. After that, we went next door to do another quest, the free one that was given with creations. And boy, was this hard. First, we had to fight a mini Deathclaw. And she was not easy at all to take down. She was very strong, named Bessie. But when we finally got old Bessie down, it wasn't over yet. We literally had to fight someone else after, her owner, who just flashbangs us and ambushes us. And this fight was even harder than the last one. I nearly died almost right off the bat. But eventually I was able to throw a couple frags. Yeah, he knocked us down a couple times. Throw a couple frags and drop a couple mines. And then my power armor was able to get him down. Now, I don't know what I was shooting at here. I think I was trying to like detonate the mine, but yeah, my power armor killed him. And we got some really cool new loot. We got a dope weapon that shoots like shotguns. We also got this new player home, and it had a bunch of magazines laying around, so we picked all those up. Thought that was pretty cool. And the place was pretty cozy. It looked really nice. You know, I probably won't be using it because I'm building up the Commonwealth, but it's a cool place to like retreat to. And also there was another quest you could pick up here to hunt a mythic Deathclaw. So we ended up grabbing that quest so we could do it later.
There we go.
And this is how the armor looks. It looked really cool. I ended up just wearing it the rest of the playthrough. Now I would switch between the helmet and the bounty hunter hat just to keep the theme going, but yeah, this was nice. Then we turned in our railroad quest so we could get the final 2 we needed. And we went and hurried up and did those quests. And afterwards we ran into Ada, so we sent her back to Sanctuary. Now, the place was coming together and we had a great water farm, but we had all these generators. So I needed to do something about them. So I answered the Vault Tech quest. But first I took a couple levels in Local Leader. And then I listened to the Vault 88 signal. And now was time to head down there. So we set off. Now when we got there, there was a ton of ghoul raiders. And it killed us to have to hurt fellow ghouls, but yeah, we had to get rid of these guys and head inside. We used our pit boy to open up, and we were in contact with the overseer, so we quickly cleared out everybody and spoke to her inside. And she had some missions for us.
But we must not dally. The work compelled. The vault was supposed to have a very specific set of residents. After all, to conduct human trials, you need the perfect test subjects.
Let's find ourselves a guinea pig.
The Vault Tech Handbook urges overseers to refrain from using that word, no matter how apt. I see you've already turned on the Vault's radio beacon. Good.
If you're thinking about ripping us off, don't.
Listen.
So with that, we conducted some interviews, and we got a couple new Vault Dwellers. And we used
We're
Clem as our guinea pig, quote unquote. Now, this does seem like we were bad guys, but we were trying to make life better for ghouls in the Commonwealth, so it was worth it.
I mean, yes.
Basically, she had us construct a number of different prototypes, and then we would have our Vault Dwellers test them out. And we went with all the ones that basically boosted mood, or, you know, gave drugs to our followers, because we were all going to be feral ghouls who needed a constant supply of drugs.
There's nothing sinister.
So I promise you, this isn't malicious. But a couple of our followers got mad, and let's just say no one leaves here alive. We couldn't let her tell our secrets.
You find some more money.
Eventually, we got to the end of the quest line, and yeah, it was pretty easy.
Vault 88 needs you. And your guidance. We can't afford to lose our overseer.
Now, we wanted the Vault Dweller to stay in charge because we needed a good feral... I mean, the Vault Dweller. The Overseer. We needed a good feral ghoul to be in charge. Or just a regular ghoul. After that, we grabbed Spray and Pray. And we did the new bunker mission that gives us the home bunker stuff. And then we just headed back to our place and set them all up. And I think they looked really nice. There were some bigger ones. We set up one of them, but yeah. Finally, we had some cows so we could start producing fertilizer and jet. And then we took the time to start sprucing things up. We built us a little restaurant for our guys so they could eat and stuff. And we decorated, and I think it came out looking out pretty nice. Once we got all the new Nuka-Cola furniture in there, I think it came out looking really good. And the new bunker one that we had gotten actually adds a lot of clean supplies and utensils and stuff. So it just made the place look a lot nicer. But yeah, we sped through that, and then we wanted to do a couple buildings. We wanted to add a couple new buildings so this place could start, you know, shaping up. Next, we turn our own house into like a kind of bunker because we had already put all the concrete outside. So we put a bunch of, you know, plaques on the wall to put weapons. And then we put a bunch of mannequins and lockers. So this could be like a bunker. And then we went and decorated all of our little mini homes that we had gotten. And all the furniture came out like really cool, I'd say. Then after that, we went and set up a medical area with one of the open houses. And we just added some beds, a couple of the vault stuff, some refrigerators to put meds. Yeah, and then we needed like a trading area where we could have guns, weapons, and a general store. So we started setting that up. And I think it came out pretty nice. After that, we set up the lights around town so we could light everything back up and give it that, you know, city look. And yeah, I think it looked really good, man. Especially with the lights out front of the houses to kind of brighten them up. And this is how it looked walking in. It actually looked like a bunker or a secure city. Yeah, and this is a little tour. This is how the trader came out. And this is how the kitchen ended up looking. I think it came out really nice. We got our guy with our little chef hat. And lastly, this is our medical area. Nothing too major, but it looked nice. Now we wanted to turn this last house into like a hotel. But yeah, we'll end up doing that later. And this is how the more secure side of our turf looks. And this is the bunker. I mean, not the bunker. This is where we keep our weapons and stuff. I forgot what that's called. Armory. It's the armory. Yeah. And for now, we got a little trader right there. That just helps us when we're trying to trade water. And this is how it looks from up top. I think we'll end the episode here, but yeah. Like and subscribe for the next episode.